We finally got a red bar. One red bar doesn't make a turn or change a trend, but this is an historic move in a short amount of time. It's short-term extended. It's likely to pull back. I do not suggest you short this as a swing trade, but as a day trader, we have opportunities here. As prices are going up as they are, bar by bar, one day after the other, as this was, you don't want to guess the top because you'll get run over. But at least now we've got 3 days sideways in one red bar. We're going to see what the president does tonight with Iran. That could, the war over, some agreement made again, and prices shoot up again. Common sense tells us if prices are extended like this and they should gap up tomorrow, it's likely there would be sellers profit taking just because of the extent of the move up. These red lines mark options expirations. Historically, you get near a turning point. Doesn't have to be a significant turning point, but as you can see, it's worth paying attention to as a short-term trader. The Russell is extended. You've got bearish engulfing, call it whatever you want. It's a red bar and it's deep into the prior bar there. The diamonds, wide bar, should go down and fill the gap. And so that's what we're looking for. In a short-term movement, it fills the gap. Maybe over the course of a week or so, or several days, it comes down a bit further. If something happens tonight of significance, maybe it comes down faster than we thought. In any event, we go through the process. 65-minute charts. Sideways starting to roll over. Gap fills are likely. It's going sideways a few days. It builds an area of overhead resistance, and that's great. Some attempt to go up, it fails. What's great about it as a short-term trader, looking for it to go lower, looking for opportunities on smaller time frames like the 5-minute. I did a little video earlier about this little short setup here, and I showed you trader pivot lines. You can find that on the site. Now, let's go back to the daily time frame and look at a few other markets. And sort this, what's doing well. Let me scroll this down here. Take a look and move this over to that color. And then we could take a look at this. All right, so healthcare providers, UNA reported earnings that gapped up. And this probably sets, I think, high probability of a short-term low. Let's look at it on a weekly time frame. Big mess, back and forth in a downtrend. Oh, that's oil. That's been going sideways for a while. Now, volatility is perked up a little bit. Let's go back here, throw that in there. And so with the markets moving lower a little bit, it would make sense for this to go up. You want to keep an eye on this. As it comes up to prior highs, it's usually a good reference point as to where the market makes a turn. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set an alert there and see what happens. Now, interest rates perking up a little bit. It came down a lot. This is where the markets were in trouble. Remember in February, market topped, interest rates went up, and they started to pull back, and markets stabilized. So you want to keep an eye on this. This is the 5-year. Here's the 10-year. That's mostly the one that's quoted. And if this begins to push up, that's in alignment with a view that the market could pull back. How far this pushes up, it could be not a big deal short term, or it could become a big deal. Meaning, if it moves up aggressively up toward these highs, odds are the markets are going to pull back, maybe a little bit more severely. In any event, what is severe? Well, you look at the daily charts, and it's like this could pull back, quite an amount here, and it would not affect the trend because of the power of it. And what was resistance? Very, very basic technical analysis, no indicators, no fib lines, such an any other esoteric analysis, just a normal kind of a pullback into this area is where buyers would show up. And the same thing here on the Qs. Pull back toward this area, normal. Russell, normal. So when you get these kind of power moves, they create what I call a void. What's a void? There isn't much support underneath because of the power of the move. But unfilled gaps, little congestion areas are where buyers are going to show up. Gap reversal bars like that are where buyers are going to show up. And you apply the same thing to different indexes, or you just apply it to any old stock. Everything's applicable. Doesn't matter what you're looking at. I'm just pulling up something here because financials are down a little today. You can see it, XLF. I'll show you. It's up against the 200 and it's a topping tail. So this should pull back, but it's the same idea. It pulls back into an unfilled gap, What was resistance becomes support. Somewhere in here, buyers should begin to show up. XLF, we look at different sectors. This is supportive that it's likely to pull back. So something like Citibank is likely to pull back. You can consider a call spread, looking for something that is showing relative weakness like Wells Fargo. Now, this is better for shorting. It's broken down. This is what's called bearish island reversal. It gapped up. It went sideways a few days. It gaps down. And now as the market's gone higher, this doesn't participate. That's called relative weakness. It was higher today. It breaks down. This is something that should go lower. And this was a gap down on earnings. That's what that E means. JPM, it was showing strength. Not as bad as Wells Fargo, of course. It's above the moving averages. I'm not shorting this, but Wells Fargo, sure. Goldman Sachs, and that one's even stronger. So patterns like this, up at resistance, a large red bar deep into a prior bar, you could look at the options to see if there's a call spread possibly expiring at the end of the week. You bring up your option table, you see what would be reasonable that it wouldn't go back above. You can just say, okay, 6 or 970, add a few strikes in there, see if there's any premium up there. It's kind of spready, not bad. 675. We could take a look at that tomorrow in the green room. There's a potential call spread. There's enough premium. You got to check earnings, not until July. Financials already came out. So that is worth consideration because we just think it won't go up there by Friday. Pretty simple stuff. Other things that are moving, that's doing well, or I was looking for wide range bars before. Put that in here, and we look for something with multiple time frame alignment. This isn't it. That moved too far. Asset management, they got killed. They're coming back. So always looking for wide range bars. That one's in a downtrend. You know what I'm going to do with this? Because it's showing a little bit of strength today, it may keep going up toward the declining 50, but with the markets the way it is, I'm just going to set an alert near today's low. And if it doesn't go there, no big deal. But if it does, it's weak. This is a strong, very stronger than the other financials. Wide range bar up. It's probably going to stall. Nothing to do. And again, I look for wide range, big down bars. We look for patterns within our scans that guide us to what we're looking for. So it could be 1, 2, 3s. I can see that on another page. I'm not going to switch. I got lots of scans. You can see here, and we could look for bullish 180s, range expansion 180s, or bearish 180s, which is this one here. Look for pullback. So silver, different ETFs. This one, probably better for call spreads. Too much congestion down there. Gold pulling back and so on. So this one's good. It's a utility. This is what I call a void. It's got room to drop. It's on some major support, but this looks like something that can continue to go lower. So I think that's enough for this video. We'll see what tomorrow brings, whether the president puts the lights out in Iran or a stall, meaning let's put it off another week, or it works out and markets will do whatever they're going to do, and we will look for setups the way I just shared with you for either call spreads, day trades. The pattern day trader rule is going out another 45 days or so, and those with smaller accounts can start day trading aggressively. If you have any questions, email me, Greg Trader.